Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show where, after the collision, we sift through
the wreckage.
And boy, was it a wreckage this past week in AEW. But nevertheless, I am your host, Jimmy T. That is my co-host, the best in the world, Jamie the Vet Williams. And Vet, what a chaotic week it's been, in particular for AEW.
Is it?
Well, after the Moxley incident, which we'll get to eventually, oh boy, what's wrong with this guy? Is he mentally well? I mean, what's wrong with this bloke? I can't figure it out anymore. I'm done.
There's your teaser, guys. Stay tuned for the incident heard around the internet.
The incident heard around the internet. Huh? He's just, like I said, yeah, stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss our rants, that's for sure. But, Vet, we're here to talk all things AEW. And before we do, I just want to say we are live in Hamin Media Group's YouTube channel and, of course, channelattitude.com after the fact. Vet, now I haven't looked at the news properly just yet. I'm about to right now. But, I mean, really, the Moxie shit really stole a lot of the headlines, to be fair, this past week. But I will get to some headlines and see what's really going on around the interwebs. I do want to point out, though, and one of the news, of course, and funny enough, with all the hate between Eric Bischoff and Tony Khan, you know what I mean, over the last few years, Dynamite's about to surpass Nitro, funny enough, in episodes. Who would have thought? Doesn't feel that way, to be fair.
Wow, that's true, huh?
Yeah.
Because Nitro only from 95 to 2001, and then it was gone.
Yeah, but it felt so much longer when you really think about it, right? But it wasn't, to be fair.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Also, how is that possible? Because, I mean, that's an extra year. But I guess it's almost, I guess it's almost 6 years now that, right?
Well, yeah, I can tell you exactly what the numbers are in a moment. Let me just get to it in a second. So, AEW Dynamite is about to surpass the total amount of WCW Monday Night Nitro episodes. So get this. Right now, as we stand, we're at 285 episodes of Dynamite, while Nitro had 288 episodes.
Oh.
Yeah, 3 more weeks.
Wow.
Crazy. Absolutely. I guess they want to say it's a victory to AEW for lasting longer. But is it really a victory? I mean, when a show can't even reach... I know it's a different time. Let's get it clear, right? In terms of rating. Way different time. But to be fair, these guys can't even crack 1 million anymore. I mean, they were bragging about, beating NXT over the years and how NXT, like Meltzer is a good example, speaking of news. Another sicko. There's something wrong with this guy. He's definitely an AEW sicko. What else can you say? When you have to say that, he was saying earlier in the week that the demographics again, that NXT had the lowest numbers ever, yet it still beat Dynamite anyway in the ratings. So I don't know what the hell he's talking about. What is he brain damaged? I mean, what's wrong with this guy? Why does he have to be adamant about shit that's total nonsense?
Because you can't just, I guess you can't throw your own credibility under the bus, right? You just have to let everybody else do it for you.
I guess.
But I mean, it is weird though. The thing about NXT, nobody really talks about it. Everybody's concerned with AEW because I feel like AEW is easier to pile on,
Right.
It's just,
absolutely.
The new kid always gets hazed, right? So you understand that, like, that's just how it's going to be. Even if AEW was a decent show, like you and I probably don't like super love watching AEW, right? There's worse things we could watch, but
definitely.
But we don't like. I don't exactly like sit down and like rub my hands together like, oh boy, here we go. It's kind of like, oh boy, here we go. It's like rolling my eyes instead. But even with that being said, no one really talks about the NXT numbers that much. But the NXT numbers are not like significantly better than Dynamite's numbers.
No,
and they are on
difference.
Yes, the NXT pulls some good numbers sometimes, and then they will fall back. Like, so,
Oh, bad.
you know, Dynamite will do something like it'll average about like 600K right now. It's kind of like holding at 600K.
Right.
NXT sometimes will get up to almost like 800K, and then they'll drop down to like 650K or something like that. Like, just they'll lose 150,000 in a week. But the difference is they're on the CW. Right.
It's over the air network television.
Right. So potentially anybody could watch that. It's a little bit easier. But I still think that, you know, the majority of the wrestling fans are taking their wrestling a la carte. Like, we, you know, they see it where they need to see it. I don't need to watch 2 straight hours. I can watch clips. I can watch this, that. I can hear about it. I can read the results if I'm too busy. You know, if I happen to be home, I might throw it on, whatever the case may be. But really, I just believe that most of TV ratings is just old people falling asleep in front of the television. That's really what accounts for like almost all of the cable ratings, because or TV ratings in general, because what you see in the top programming is always like sports, which you could see people wanting to be there to see. They want to see the sports because it's live. Right. Then you have like cable news, which that's old people watching that. Ain't no high school kids or college age kids sitting there watching Fox News. Like, not really. Not like that. That's just old people with the TV on. And then if it's like the kind of people, the kind of households that like put the Big Bang Theory on while they're eating dinner and they're not really paying attention to the TV, and then they forget to turn it off when Dynamite comes on, that accounts for like 600,000 people in the country. So
it's just rubbish, in other words.
Yeah, like you don't really, I that's why I find it funny when anybody, whether it's somebody like Dave who's trying to like break these numbers down into like minute detail, or when somebody else is like, you know, bring up the numbers to use as like they're a laughing stock, like look how many viewers they didn't get, or what, you know. Either way, when you try to break these things down, you kind of sound ridiculous when you're talking about it, because there's just no way that's representative of like the real fan base, you know. It can't be.
It's definitely not, man. It's definitely not. But before we do get into the news proper, and there's not much, to be fair, I do want to acknowledge the chat because there's quite a few of them out there. And first, let's acknowledge that professor.
That professor.
That professor, that's the new one now. It's March Wreckage Madness. I thought it was Dunk Wreckage Madness at this point, but yes, you're right.
Dunkzilla? Dunkzilla Madness?
Oh, don't, please, not Dunkzilla.
Okay. All right.
You know who that is, right?
A little tease for later.
He should be Asszilla at this point, but that's another story. That's another story. We've also got Scotty Woodford in the house saying, you got the touch. Absolutely, we got the touch. No doubt about it. Also, our very own Jerome Hall is in the house. Morning, my friend. We got the coldest but warmest blooded type of guy in cold-blooded. So this one's for you, bro. I have to do it because I can't do a high-pitched voice, but I can thanks to computers. Cold-blooded. It's so dumb. But
Alvin!
Ray, the chipmunks, true. That's a good one. Also, we got Elizabeth in the house. Hey, guys. Hey, Liz. What's cracking? We've also got, who else have we got here? We've got to scroll a bit down. We got everyone's favorite coupon guy in TN Couponer himself. Welcome, Josh. Thank you for joining us. Hello, everybody, he says. And, of course, Zane, the oh-so-trolling Vicious, saying, I know Jimmy T's lying right now. I don't know what I'm lying about, but tell me when I'm telling lies.
Whatever it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Hurting him
Tell
old.
me when I'm telling lies.
Cold-blooded, throwing money down again. He's got the hot hand. His wallet's on fire.
You're not cold, bro. I'm sorry. You can't be cold at this point, but thank you so much, my bro. I mean, you know, we really appreciate it. And, man, we can't thank you enough. We thank you every week, man. But thank you, bro, with a $5 super sticker. But that interrupted who else is here, because we've also got J12, my favorite fucking Vato Loco. What up, HMG? What's cracking, Holmes? He's in the house. Am I missing anyone? Because I might have, because I had to scroll up and down. But I think, we got the Comment King also, Vet. In Todd Brownlee saying, hey, y'all. Yeah, perfect. And I think that's about it, unless I have missed someone. Have I missed anyone, Vet, that you can see?
I don't think so. Gam Wolfers?
Oh, I missed Gam. Gammy, where are you, man? I didn't see him.
He's in
but
there.
Thank you for joining us.
He says, "Did someone ring the Yeetster?"
Oh,
and we did. We called him. We called him right up.
Absolutely.
We called him right up we told him to put down the Tim Hortons and get up into Wreckage.
Wreckage. Of course, absolutely. But thank you, everybody, for joining us, man. As we always appreciate it week in, week out, not just with this show, but all of our shows, of course. Mm-hmm. But, Vet, let's get into some news, shall we? Because Mark Henry signed a WWE Legends deal.
Holy shit. I could never have foreseen this.
I still think he was an insider, dude, when he was at AEW, I'm telling you. Because he was bashing the company even while he was still signed with AEW.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, he came in and he was supposed to, like, be the guy that kind of keeps the locker room in line. And I think he quickly realized that there was no point in that and just collect the money until the contract runs out. Smart man.
Smart man indeed. Absolutely smart man. You got to love
like
Mark
what
Henry.
he did. What he did was like where Mark Henry realized, wait a minute, I'm going to have to be talking to these guys and convincing them not to be idiots every day of my life. And I just can't do this. See, he realized that the same way I realized that, like, what was it? Let's see, what would it be now? 17 years ago when I decided to walk away. The only difference is I didn't get to collect. Really? I didn't even get to collect millions of dollars. Mark Henry got to collect millions of dollars after he decided that. I just got to leave wrestling. So
wow. I mean, I can't believe it's been that long, and I'm laughing because of J12. He's making me laugh in the comments with what he's saying, because it's funny with what he says, because he says, it's funny because I've got my significant other playing Odyssey as well right now, ironically. But Jimmy, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so I'm learning all the Greek words, and he goes on to say malaka.
They actually use that in the game?
Yeah, they say it all the time, dude. It's throughout the whole game. Malaka this, malaka that, just like real Greeks. Like we always call each other malakas all the time. You'll love that game, J12. It's a long ass game though, man. But you really get your money's worth. Tell me when you finish it though. I'm curious. I think it'll be many weeks away, if not months. But I'm glad you're playing it. But just don't be a malaka, all right, J12. All right. But anyway, back to the news.
Yeah, S.A. Holmes.
Yeah, S.A. Holmes. Orale. What's the other news? Well, apparently Karrion Kross is set for GCW's and Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. That's becoming a thing now. Are you excited? Because I'm not.
No, I've never watched a Bloodsport, so I don't care. But it's it's GCW, but it's also kind of just Josh Barnett's deal. So, whatever.
How does that work?
I don't know. I guess they just do a lot of the heavy lifting as far as the promotion and the venues and that kind of stuff, and then Josh Barnett gets to pick the talent and put his name on it. But they've been doing that for a while. They were doing some people are showing up in Bloodsport even before. So,
actually, fun little fact: MVP even showed up while under WWE contract, and when he did show up to the Bloodsport while under WWE, that's when he debuted. We Hurt People. That's his theme with AEW. Funny enough, which he never used in WWE, but he has used it on the independents, and everybody was chanting like, "We hurt people, we hurt." I like the song, but the song is fucking makes you dumb, dude. Let's be real. Yeah, do you know what I mean by that? Because it's just we hurt people over and over and over. Like, come on, man, we get it, but it's funny.
Well, it gives people a thing. It gives people something to sing along to, and isn't that what wrestling is about in 2025?
Well, unfortunately, yes, that's what's in, bro. Fuck watching the performers. Let's go to a concert at the wrestling. I mean, that's essentially what it is. They're rock stars now, Vet. That's what they are. Yep. Speaking of rock stars, the professor says, I'm waiting for Frank Dukes to be in GCW Plus.
Frank Dukes. Like, put up your Dukes, right?
Yeah, well, if people don't understand what he means literally from the movie Bloodsport, which is, perfectly put.
You Jackson? You look like a Jackson.
Yeah. Or Braun Strowman? Are we talking here?
He does look exactly. He looks exactly like Jackson from Bloodsport. I ain't your pal, dick face. Except that guy is so much cooler than Braun Strowman.
Oh my God. It's not even a comparison, bro. He's way cooler than Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman is the epitome who thinks he's cool, but he's so not, man.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And speaking of that, to tie that into the news item, like I said, if Karrion Kross could just get his character in the ring correct, he would be a force to be reckoned with. But he doesn't know who he is. But I know who he is. He's Chong Li. If he can be Chong Li in the ring, he'll have the complete package. Somebody get this to him. Get this to him. Let him know. He needs to be Chong Li.
He's a movie buff. He's a movie buff too. He should know. Actually, you know what?
I know he knows who Chong Li is. He probably 100%. Just never envisioned himself as that. I don't know what he thinks he is when he's actually in the ring having a match, but that's who he needs to be.
I don't even know who he is or who he thinks he is when he's in the ring these days, unfortunately.
That's why they just have him doing what he's doing now, which is good, but you notice he's not being in matches.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of like not, I'm sorry, not that good. So like his work cannot live up to his character. His character is so good. And in the ring, he can't live up to that. So that's why they're not booking him.
And which is sort of, he's a bit of, in my opinion, he's a little bit in the danger zone right now. Because of no shit. This is, in my opinion, and I could be, very wrong, but the way WWE works, I doubt it. It's his time now to prove his worth, man. And if he can't between now and probably after Mania, don't be surprised if he gets released again, dude.
Yeah, but it kind of sucks because he's like, it's not up to him right now.
Right.
That roster is so stacked, and the way they do their shows, there's less time. There's more time for the people that are on the shows, but that also means that there's less spots, right? So like, look how long it's taken for them to work Zelina Vega into a match. When was the last time she had a match? And she finally had a match. Who knows when she'll have another match, right? So it's like, it's even if they want to use people, they don't get to use them that often just because there's not enough time. There is enough time, but you know what I mean? The way they format the show now. So absolutely. I like the way they format the show. It's just, you have too many people for a show like that now, right?
Unfortunately.
And Cross can't book himself. He can't just be like, hey, I'm going to be in this match. So it's hard for him to prove himself. The best he could do is just every time they give him one of those backstage little segments, just keep knocking it out of the park like you're doing. And hopefully things will all work out.
Before I acknowledge our very good friend in Scotty Woodford with the $5 super chat, I just want to ask though quickly, do you think if you were him at this point, you've got nothing to lose, in my opinion, right? Because of past shit and him being released, I would actually start speaking up at this point. What have you got to lose? You're either going to get released for doing nothing or you freaking plead your case. If you were him at this point and going by his record, would you speak up at this point?
Well, that's a complicated question because it's like, what is speaking up and to who? So I would just say, like, just focus on, while you're waiting and biding your time to either get used or get released, just keep all your side stuff going, like the blood sport, get your bookings if you can on things like that, little special occasions that the WWE will allow you to do, because they're allowing you to do that now.
Absolutely.
More than ever before, probably. And keep doing do your own stuff, like make your own videos, produce your own content like he's always done, except try to tie it, whatever you do independently for yourself, but also tie it to the company and what the company's doing. So that way they might want to use it if they like it, and if they don't like it, whatever, you get to keep it. But if they do like it, then it's like you're producing content that's on brand, right?
Absolutely.
That's what I would say. Just get all your side hustles, keep your side hustles going, stay in shape, be ready for the call, like whenever you have to have a match or whatever. I just say do what you're doing. But speaking up, it's like, I mean, what do you say? Like, hey, please put me in a match. I'm sure they know he's there. Like, they know he's there, and they'll have to they'll have to work him in at some point.
That's a good point, though, too, what you just said. I don't know what you say and how you say it, right? Because it's a bit of a touch and go type of situation.
Yeah,
but at this point,
nobody's like mad. Seems like everybody's happy working at the WWE right now. Seems like a good work environment and people are happy. So the only thing that people can be upset about is not getting enough, stuff to do. So if they know everybody kind of wants to contribute. Nobody wants a free lunch, I don't think. Like we all like to feel, we don't want to feel like panhandlers. So they know everybody wants to get used, but it's like, okay, well, there's only so much time. So
definitely. And speaking of, Scotty Woodford with the $5 super chat. Woo. Had to give you one of those ones. He's saying, I'm meeting Karrion Kross in Vegas. I'll let him know. Please let him know. And I'm sure you know who Chung Lee is, obviously. Let him know that the boys from HMG gave a little suggestion that maybe will pique his interest. Just don't tell anyone.
It's a hard thing to explain in like a meet and greet setting. I would really like, ideally, I would like to sit down with him and explain what my vision is, but he's a busy guy, so.
He's very approachable, by the way, online. I've spoken to him on numerous occasions. He's always responded to me, man. So, as a matter of fact, he follows HMG, so don't be surprised if you listen to the shows.
It may have gotten around to him, but
I guarantee
again, he just hasn't. Maybe he's even considering it, but he just hasn't had a match yet to show it.
you never know because, oh, man, it's not even 30 minutes in, dude.
Jerome.
And, damn it, Jerome. He did it again.
Did all you guys win the lottery recently or what? What's going on here?
Another super sticker, bro.
Thank you.
$4.99. Not even 30 minutes in, and you guys are just absolutely spoiling us with the stickers. Thank you so much, Jerome Hall, and thank you once again to you, Scotty Woodford. Man, I can't thank you guys enough. The Vic can't thank you guys enough. We all can't thank you guys enough. And like Jerome Hall says, OnlyFans.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It does make sense.
It all makes sense now. All right, what else we got?
What else do we have? Well, let's see. I'm laughing at Zane Vicious's comment too about the Triple H comment there. What's your name, fella? Triple H.
Triple H.
Unfortunately, I don't have that. Apparently, the White Six news here. It's all WWE news mainly.
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, remember them? And WWE's Amsterdam and injury update. So apparently, Bo Dallas is reportedly cleared for an in-ring return. And there's potential Wyatt 6 return plans. Now, what does that involve? I have no idea.
You took 6 people off of TV because one guy was hurt and you don't even need to have matches?
That's why I have
How does
no
that
idea.
Work?
I think I'm calling bullshit.
Was he in a full body cast? Like, why couldn't he wear a top hat injured?
I know. He just sits on his chair, does he not?
Yeah, what the... Anyway.
I mean, that's what he does, bro. He just rocks like this.
I'm ready to Bo leave again.
Me too, I swear. I'd rather Bo Dallas.
Get the tighty whities back out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. And start running around the ring with your arms up.
That was the best gimmick ever. And they completely fucked it off.
Oh boy. Yeah, he's not his brother though, let's be honest, dude. I'm sorry. Look.
Yeah, he's way better. That gimmick was better.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Bo Dallas is better than Bray Wyatt. There, I said it.
There you go.
Watch that get clipped now.
100%. Yes,
there's
I forgot
news
to mention that. That's true, and I forgot, and I knew this. But rest in peace to George Foreman. Thank you, Josh, for reminding me. I knew that, but it was just out of sight, out of mind. But yeah, he passed away yesterday, I think it was, at 76 years old. I don't know what was the cause. They didn't really announce it. Apparently, he just died in his sleep. It was unexpected.
Well, he's 76.
76. I mean, that's still a good
And
run,
he was
man.
a boxer for a living, so.
Dude, remember he was 44 years old when he's the oldest champion ever to regain a world title.
That was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. When that happened, I was just like, what? But it was great.
Can I ask, do you possibly think there's an argument to say that he's possibly the best ever heavyweight boxer of all time? Even Muhammad Ali didn't want to fight him again after he beat him. That's a fact.
You guys, there's a whole generation of kids that only know him from all their delicious reduced fat hamburgers that they've eaten over the years, right? Yeah. Like they only know him from that. And other stuff like what Meineke and other like advertisements and things that he's done.
I mean, he was around doing all sorts of shit.
And if you were around in the 90s and you saw that big comeback that he did and beating Michael Moore for the, not to be confused with the documentary filmmaker Michael Moore,
No,
but when he beat Michael Moore for the heavyweight title, and it was so shocking and everything. But even before my time, young George Foreman was the deadliest fighter that probably ever stepped in a ring. The only reason that Muhammad Ali was able to win the Rumble in the Jungle is because he fucked George Foreman around for like weeks leading up to that fight. And then in the fight, he used the rope-a-dope and George punched himself out and just couldn't. But like, this guy was a fucking stone cold killer. Like probably what he like. That's not a stretch to say he was the greatest heavyweight fighter that ever lived.
Saying that, man, you can make that argument 100%. I truly believe that, like that he was the best. You can say Mike Tyson all you want, he was an animal too, whatever.
Right.
Foreman was a legit animal. All right, that people didn't want to fight.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter what age.
like if you take all those things into account, like if everybody's like in their prime and the full condition, like everybody gets a full training camp and they're healthy and all the optimal conditions, George Foreman would kill anybody. Mike Tyson wouldn't even get within range of him. He'd put Mike Tyson in the dirt. Young George Foreman would put Mike Tyson in the dirt. And Jimmy, you played Fight Night games online, so you know young George Foreman, that's who I used to use and fuck people up online in Fight Night with young George Foreman.
Absolutely.
So even in video game form, he was quite the monster. But yeah, think about the struggles, like the classic battles that Joe Frazier had. Another one of the greatest ever. Joe Frazier's just one of the toughest men who ever lived.
Absolutely.
And you think of the wars that he had with Muhammad Ali, and the Thrilla in Manila was one of the most brutal fights, if not the most brutal fight ever. But you think about those wars those guys had going back and forth, and George Foreman fucked Joe Frazier up. Like, it looked like a walk in the park for him.
Facts, dude. That's why I keep saying, man, he's. I know he's not technically underrated to all of us, but in very many ways he kind of is. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't think people realize how fucking great he really was, man. If you're a boxing fan, you know how fucking good. That's why I consider him truly the best heavyweight, period. No one punched harder than him, put it that way. Nobody. No one. He was just
nobody punched harder. I mean, you never know until you get punched by him, but like, considering all the other attributes, nobody punched that hard, that had that much reach and was that fast and was that tall and that had that iron of a chin. You know, like,
did he ever get knocked out? I don't think he ever did.
Just the Rumble in the Jungle, I think, was a knockout, but that's again because he was exhausted and he was probably like sick and all this other stuff that like I said, Ali fucked him around. If you guys don't know the story of the Rumble in the Jungle, please watch the movie When We Were Kings. It's an amazing documentary telling that whole story of the fight, the promotion, everything leading up to it. Just a amazing film. Everybody should see that if you're a boxing fan or not. But yeah, like they stacked the deck. It was very Floyd Mayweather like the way they would stack the deck against him, because they knew
that's what
like Ali could not take. He could not take this guy. As good as Ali was great. He was the greatest. But just he had to do a lot to win that fight. That sent George off the rails for all those years. Like he just couldn't. Like, it just wasn't the same after that. But
how would you feel if he kept dodging? He's like, no. But he should feel great about it, because even Ali knew, nah, man, if I fight you one more time, I'm not going to do it. He knew, bro. It didn't matter how much money you threw at him at the time for that fight. There's no chance he was going back in the ring with Foreman, man. When you avoid a dude like that, it's kind of similar. This is completely different, but Pacquiao and Mayweather and all the years of Floyd avoiding Pacquiao.
Yeah, Ali didn't duck him for years. It's just that when the fight was made and then when they went over to Africa and all the stuff that happened. So you just, like I said, just watch the movie, and see that story. It's pretty amazing nonetheless. And it's still like Ali was still in trouble that whole time. So it's like he barely survived that. But yes, but you see, even like old George. Like when he did his comeback and he had all those matches, like guys were just, oh my God, Holyfield was like teeing off on this guy and he would not go down. Like this old man, this old fat man was just taking these blows to the head and just shrugging them off.
Nothing.
Like, yeah.
And even when he was punching back, it was almost slow motion, dude. But like a boom, boom. But you could see they're heavy, man. Like they're heavy, but real slow and still like, I'm telling you, he had the best jaw in boxing history, in my opinion. His jaw was iron, bro. Like, for real. Like, he's just, I don't know. I can't explain him. He was just an animal. He was built for that sport, period. You know what I mean?
I bet when Ray listens to this show, he's going to start shadow boxing while we're talking. I can just see him doing that.
I would have played the Rocky music now, but I can't because you know what would happen. Exactly. Maybe I should do it.
Everybody just imagine the Rocky music in your head.
Imagine
Hey, stop it. Yes, don't hum it. Don't hum it either.
Well, but yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in
George
peace,
Foreman.
George.
Yeah, it's a shame, man, but he had a good life.
Everybody grill a burger. I know y'all still have a grill.
Everybody's
got like 3 grills at least. Maybe 2 of them work, but just pull it out and it's still good. It's a good product, man. You know, he definitely put his name on something that, you know, was a good choice, whether he knew it at the time or not.
But don't tell Hulk Hogan that, remember?
Yeah, well, now that Hulk Hogan has been like outed as a complete liar about almost everything, you wonder if even that story is true, right?
I don't believe it. I don't buy it. He's just full of shit. Unfortunately for Hogan, he believes his own lies. It is what it is. But yeah, once again, RIP to George Foreman, man. The best heavyweight to do it, in my opinion. Actually, both of our opinions. Anyway, in other news, apparently Becky Lynch is reportedly not expected to return ahead of WrestleMania 41. That's surprising. What's going on with Becky Lynch? Sorry, let me rephrase that. I got tongue twisted. Is she just over it?
Maybe a little bit. And
I wonder why.
I think Becky she would fit, but also she would fit in the current picture because it would be just another face. But also, I think she's also cool with waiting her turn because it's not gonna, like, I don't think she's at the point where she really is like craving getting back in the ring and getting beaten up when she's got a daughter to raise. So
that's fair enough.
So, I mean, I think she'll come back when the time is right or when something's good. But she's not really needed at this current moment. I mean, she is and she isn't, depending on your feelings about her. But overall, and that's, you know, that's me saying that, who's, you know, I'm a staunch Becky Lynch supporter. So if I tell you that she's not currently needed, you know, that's coming from a place of neutrality. It's not like a bias or anything like that. I just, for what I see the current landscape, she can wait, and she might have a bigger impact returning after WrestleMania when all the hype has died down, but you need a little extra something, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, also, you know, the longer she stays away, the fresher she'll be when she comes back, because, you know, how can I miss you if you won't go away? You know, all these things. But yeah, I think it's not a case of her needing the money for sure.
No, definitely not. Oh,
and also, you wouldn't want to think like, you wouldn't want anybody at this point to think, oh, look at Becky Lynch coming back right at WrestleMania for a big payday, right? You wouldn't want,
come on.
You know, like, that'd be pretty convenient if she just showed back up a couple weeks before while everybody else has been working hard this whole time. So she probably recognizes that and wants to be like, you know, I'll let them have their WrestleMania and do all this, and I'll come back, you know, whenever.
But in saying that, she is Becky Lynch. I mean, let's be fair, compared to a lot of the women in wrestling, she can do whatever she wants.
But Becky's not. Becky's not the egomaniac like some people are. So I think she's a team player. She likes the other girls and the boys, and she does what's right for the company and for the talent. So I think she knows that, like, I don't need to come in and step on what these girls are doing. You know, let them get to WrestleMania, do that, finish that up, and then maybe we'll see. It's probably something like that.
Unlike Cha-Cha. Sorry,
yeah.
did I just say something?
Yeah, maybe. You got something in your throat?
Yeah,
got a
it
little,
seemed like
got a
it.
little plastic. You got
Cha-cha.
some plastic in your throat, Jimmy?
Hey, I like what you did.
Microplastics, maybe, or macroplastics.
All sorts of plastics.
But again, I'm not even, as much as I don't like Charlotte Flair, I'm not gonna blame her for this. They probably thought,
I get it.
in their mind, they probably thought like, I think it's funny how tone deaf some of them still are. You know, like you really thought people were gonna come back and like Charlotte Flair? Really?
You wonder why they're booing her too. It's obvious too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's so unlikable. She's so unlikable. I mean, the character.
Man.
I don't know what she really is like, but I mean, I could speculate after 4 divorces, but like I could still, you know, that again, that's not that's not my business. I don't know, but you know, where there's smoke, there's fire, maybe. But I'm just saying, like, that's at least 4 people that might think she's not the greatest, but like, I just
we're pricks, bro.
But besides that, I just don't know why they would think she would ever not need to be a heel for the television show.
And she came in thinking she was going to be a babyface initially. That's what's funny, bro. Crazy, man. Like
maybe she didn't. Deaf. Maybe she thought. Maybe she tried to tell them, like, guys, I don't know.
And
then they were like, no, they missed you, Charlotte. This is gonna be like, this is gonna be just, yeah.
Of course,
most people are like, oh, I remember her, kind of.
Right. Well, she was gone for a long time, to be fair. But Liz says, and she's talking about Becky Lynch, by the way, wasn't she filming a movie? I'm not aware of that. Are you?
She might have been, and she might have been. You know, she's got stuff going on. She's got probably a TV show or something. So
Zane thinks that she fits in as a job, as in Becky Lynch. Of course she does, Zane. Of course.
Again, you got to make your trolls believable for us to buy it.
He's literally
we're not gonna bite if we could clearly see that, you know, it's there's a fishing hook in it.
He's literally no shaming it today, actually. But anyway, but now look, I thought there wasn't going to be much news, but then I saw shit that reminded me we kind of need to touch on it because it was earlier in the week. Mm-hmm. But Homicide, on his reason for and his decision for his retirement from wrestling, if anyone hasn't heard, he's got a tumor, man, and that's why he's going to have one more match and he's done. I was always a fan of Homicide. Heck, he even trained our very own GGP in Greek God Papadon. Them two were very close. Man, I just hope he gets over this. You know what I mean? I don't know how severe and how bad it is, but let's hope he recovers from it.
Yeah, I mean, I talked a little bit about it on Wednesday. We didn't know the reason at the time.
Yeah, I heard.
But now we've heard. So yeah, it makes a lot more sense. And you know, and everything he said is right. Like you could notice that. You could notice like his, you know, his motor skills and his speech and everything. You know, like kind of on a decline in the recent years and stuff. So now, you know, that makes a lot more sense. So,
well, Dime Draw 4, it's not a tumor. I'm pretty sure it is a tumor, dude, according to him. So I'm just saying, I don't know where you're getting your information.
He just wanted to say that because of Kindergarten Cop. Don't worry.
Oh, true. Tumor. It's not a tumor. I should have known. Here I am thinking he's misspelling tumor. And then you said that, and I thought of Arnold Schwarzenegger, clearly. You're funny. He also says that'll be signed Craven Moorhead to a contract, some comparing him to a young Rock. Who the hell is Craven Moorhead?
Wow, Jimmy. We just talked about not biting for trolls, and then fell for this.
I don't remember, dude. It's a long time ago, bro. I haven't watched it for a long time. Call me stupid, but
listen to what you just said. Craven Moorhead. Really?
I know. I got it now. Craven Moorhead, clearly. I know. Just like more clitoris, whoever it was last time.
Oh, my God.
If you remember. But anyway, my bad. Give me a break. I'm not fucking sitting there looking at shit properly because I'm doing a show for me to really pay attention. I'm glad I got the video.
Somebody's over in the PWC chat. There's a high chance that they're trolling you.
Oh, is that in the PWC chat?
Anyways, what else? What else we got?
I'm an idiot, aren't I? Anyway, moving right along. We've got, Lex Luger reportedly informed WWE of wanting Sting to induct him into WWE Hall of Fame. And apparently, there's a lot of people out there going around saying for example, Meltzer saying, if I was AEW, I wouldn't, give in to and allowing Sting to induct Lex Luger because WWE just, fuck him around all the time, clearly, right? Remember what happened with Billy Gunn, for example? This is what he brought up. Remember when Triple H said, AEW's a piss weak fucking company? Meltzer's practically saying to TK, don't do it because they're going to put you down anyway for doing them a favor. Do you agree, or is that just petty bullshit coming from Meltzer?
It's petty, but the only thing that matters to me is what Lex Luger wants. So if he wants Sting to do it, then I think everybody should do their best to make that happen.
I agree.
Because the people that would try to stop it really have nothing to do with these guys or their relationship.
So Meltzer's butthurt, man.
Yeah, but it's none of Dave Meltzer's business who does what. He shouldn't even comment on it. And if Dave Meltzer was any kind of like fan of the business, then he should be thinking about the boys first. And it's one of those things that's like, this could be the first sort of step in just sort of bridging that, making that bridge that's, if it was ever burned in the first place, because I don't know if there was a bridge to burn at first, but it could build a bridge between AEW and WWE. Like, look, let's just, the companies don't matter. Lex Luger's only going to get one WWE Hall of Fame induction. So if he wants Sting to do it and Sting wants to do it, obviously if Sting wanted to do it, he's not going to let Tony Khan stop him from doing it.
I 100% agree with you on that.
So that right there, enough said, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, don't even, if you're not going to say anything about how great it would be to see that, then don't say anything at all.
And you know,
because we didn't ask you.
Nothing. Right, exactly. And the fact that he brought it up now puts AEW in a real rock and a hard place. Because if they don't, do it, then they look petty as fuck, to be fair. Right? And if they do it, people are complain anyway. So, whatever, man. This is his best friend, for crying out loud. Luger's getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Regardless of if anyone, I'm sure Triple H is not going to be on stage saying anything. That was DX getting inducted last time. So none of that shit's going to happen anyway, dude.
Yeah, come on. And that's the thing. Like, if Sting goes and inducts Lex Luger, and then the next time AEW wants Sting to make an appearance and the Sting makes the appearance, then there he is for AEW. So what's the harm in it? It's
100%. I agree. Yeah. Dime says Dave Meltzer's like a 45. Well, so I'm going to stop you right there. He's older than 45 years old, just quietly. Former hot chick trying to hang on to a youth. That's true. He's irrelevant to the average fan. But unfortunately, Dime, he still makes a dime from the fans. I mean, if he wasn't, he wouldn't be saying this type of shit. Like, you know what I mean? But I feel like he's catering straight to the AEW marktards now, and that's it. Like, plain and simple, and they're buying his shit. You know what I mean? Say what you will. It's a shame because at one point he was the go-to guy for many years. Heck, even I used to subscribe to his damn thing, and I'm going back over 15 years ago now. But I don't now, and I wouldn't give him another dime because there's no reason to. It is what it is. But you're right, Dime. He's definitely a friggin', he's 65. Thank you, Josh. Exactly. He's getting up
time to retire.
Time to retire, buddy. I mean, seriously. Anyway, and the last piece of news, Vet, that I need to get your thoughts on because this was silly, but it is what it is. It is Alberto El Patron, to be fair, or Alberto Del Rio for anybody that doesn't know him as Patron. Suspended from wrestling in Tijuana for 180 days after fan incident at AAA event or AAA event. Did you see that? What happened? You didn't?
I heard about it. I didn't watch any video of it.
I saw
it. He is their champion, right?
He is their champion. He looks good too. I'm not gonna lie. He's in great shape.
Yeah, great shape. I like the beard.
I do too. I'm not gonna lie.
And then he goes and does something like this. Now, is this a shoot? Like this happened, or is it a work?
That's a shoot, dude. That's a shoot. He revved up the crowd, dude. The crowd were getting rolled up, man. They wanted to fight him, bro. Like he literally jumped into the crowd. I'm sure you know this. and had a go at a female fan, no less. Like, what's wrong with this
I've heard he's prone to do that from time to time.
Well, yeah. I've heard that too. He's sabotaging himself, bro. Since he left WWE, he's just been an absolute like nuisance to himself, dude. All he's doing is burying his career deeper and deeper away, man. And it's a shame because he's actually a decent talent.
Yeah, well, I would say he's more than decent, but
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Well, I mean, if this had happened in the 70s or 80s, it's just called being a pro wrestler. But like we have different, even in Mexico, we have different kind of times and standards now. And Tijuana's kind of like California plus. It's not really. It's considered a little bit different than Mexico at times, I think. So
what, Tijuana? You think?
Yeah, sometimes like, but yeah, still,
patron, put it that way.
Yeah, just no matter what, if you're a professional, don't go in the crowd.
Yeah, there's something wrong with him, dude. Up here, like I'm convinced. I don't know, man. He's just an angry dude, man.
But like, how does he at this point in his life and career? How does he not know? That's why I question it. That's why I was like, is this a work? Because it's like, come on, you can't tell me he doesn't know better than that. You can't tell me that.
He's off the rails now, dude. Since
I know, but
Paige.
I know, but okay, look. Drugs and alcohol and white women are one thing.
White women.
But a pro wrestling crowd?
Oh boy. Right.
You know what this job is. You've been doing it so long. You can't get worked by the crowd. You can't. It's impossible. There's no way. You can't convince me Alberto is getting worked by this crowd into a shoot. You have got to be kidding me. There's no way. There's no way.
Well, and yes, it is Zane, by the way. Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
So it is, but I mean, that's all speculation. We don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying that's all speculation according to, Rick James, bitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I don't know.
I mean, a lot of wrestlers were coked up in the 80s and they didn't fight the Tijuana crowd.
Well, have you seen, there's a thing on YouTube, funny that you bring that up, called cocaine promos. And it's all like the real shouty, like everyone used to shout in the 80s for doing a promo,
Right.
but it's funny. Like the actual video compilation is actually hilarious with the way it's done. But yeah, shout outs to whoever did that.
Well, anyway, I can't, without having seen the incident myself, I can't really fully comment on it. So take all my comments with a gram of cocaine, but just, I just saying for basically what it sounds like to me on the surface, when I hear that something like this happened, I have to be like, there's no way that he really got worked by the crowd. It had to have been him trying to get heat and backfiring at best.
Dude, get this. If you see the footage, not only did he get worked, but this person that was giving him shit was practically in the middle of the, at least at 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 rows in from the front. So this guy literally walked in all the way to wherever, in the middle part of the front area, on the floor, just to get to that person, bro. He had to go a fair distance, to be fair, to get to this person.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, that sounds like a plant to me.
Yeah, but if it is, it's dumb. Because what is this?
Because all it takes, I don't know, because you want people to talk about AAA, I guess.
Okay. AAA, make them say
so
AAA.
So you get this going, and then people will be like, well, I want to go to a AAA show and see if I can start a fight with the champ. I don't know. How do I know what they think about? I have no idea. I've never been a Mexican promoter, so I don't know. But I'm just saying, it's suspicious to me. The whole thing, I don't believe anything. It's so difficult to believe.
Who the fuck knows anymore? I don't know. But if it is a work, it's the dumbest work, period. If it is, you got to see it for yourself and then judge it. But
all right.
Till then, man, I'll get back to you on that one. That's pretty much the news now, Vet. I'm not going to go any deeper, but that's about it. That's all the major shit, man. And we spent nearly an hour.
All right.
So I think it's time for us to put our gloves on. I've got literally a whole packet of rubber gloves right here, dude.
Oh, okay.
Look how many I've used because, we need to sift all sorts of shit. So I might as well just put them on.
Okay.
Gets pretty bloody, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, definitely. If you're a referee in this company, you're definitely gonna need some of these.
Oof. Jesus.
You got the
Christ.
black ones?
Nah,
Those look cool.
Actually,
Those look cool. They match the pants.
I do actually, and I like the black ones, but they're in the pantry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only got these here.
All right. Well, those should be good enough for now.
Yeah.
All right. So the wreckage. Let's sift through Dynamite first.
Yes, because it was a Dynamite, right? It went boom.
Yep. Well, luckily that fat guy's not on this episode, so
thank fuck God.
Yes.
Just
but we are going to start with a quite an explosive combination of guys. We've got Orange Cassidy, we've got Speedball Mike Bailey. Funny enough, because what we were just talking about.
Yeah, that's why.
Dunkzilla or Donkzilla or Buttzilla, however you want to call him, Mark Davis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Aussie Zilla.
Yep. Versus Ricochet. Yep. And we got ourselves a 4-way to kick things off.
Why? Why really?
Well, you see, Jimmy, because each of these guys won a match.
Oh yeah, you're right.
To qualify for this 4-way, and now we're supposed to get one winner from this 4-way.
Sure
but instead, we get something else. But the idea is we would get one winner for this 4-way, and then that person would go on to face Kenny Omega one-on-one.
But no, it's not one-on-one though, Vet. That's the problem.
That is. Well,
how does this work?
We'll get to that in a second. You know what?
Shit, bro.
Now that I think about it, I'm actually surprised, but we don't really see that many 4-ways.
True. Yeah, no, that's a fucking good point. In AEW, you don't.
It feels like it, right? Doesn't it
You're
feel
right.
like we see 4-ways all the time? But if you really think about it, especially with like 4 guys of star caliber or whatever, you really don't see that many of them. Yeah.
No, you're right. I didn't think of that. See, I look at this almost like a tag match still. When I see 4 people in AEW,
Right.
I'm automatically thinking tag match because that's what they do.
Because in the tag team matches, they don't tag anyway. They just get in there and do spots.
Tell me, what's the difference?
Yeah,
really? What's the difference?
Yeah, not really. So, there is no difference. But these guys, they're all they do their stuff, and it's fine, I guess, if you like it. I did like the spot where Ricochet goes out and puts a headset on mid-match. He's saying like, "Hey, I'm gonna just stay out here and let these guys beat each other up."
It's smart. It's a smart thing to do, right? I mean, shit.
I love Ricochet. He's my favorite.
Speaking of love, we love Lab Rat, actually. Vet.
Oh, yeah. He's
We
late, but he's
absolutely
paying
adore
his
him.
entry fee. Thank you so much.
And that is his entry fee. It's his late entry fee, but that's all right. You paid. That's what matters, and we love you for it, man. Lab Rat, thank you once again. Clearly, they're still testing money on you, my man.
That's the $5. Yeah, that's the $5 he just got paid for his recent clinical trial.
Yeah. Have you seen how much those peeps get paid, dude?
Man.
I've seen them, and they're crazy for doing it. I don't care how much you get paid doing that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just don't do it. Well,
yeah, especially since like 5 years ago, we all did it for free. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, basically this match finishes with a double pin, where, and of course it's the funny thing is you knew it was going to be Mark Davis. No matter what.
Of course.
Even if you thought only one guy was going to win the match, you knew Mark Davis would get beat.
100.
But it was actually Ricochet and Mike Bailey that were pinning Mark Davis. And so the referee counts the pin, and somehow he's smart enough to know that both guys won, but he's not smart enough to see that Ricochet had a foot on the ropes and was cheating. So he declares both these guys the winner, which I guess means that Kenny Omega has a 3-way on his hands, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah. So
Wow.
I take it that you were you were confused about this booking here.
I am confused because, again, if this is what they wanted to do all along, this is dumb. It makes everyone look stupid in the end. The refs are deaf. We already know the refs are absolutely stupid. We've said this for how long? This just states the case again. Either get new referees or fucking book properly.
Well, I mean,
seriously.
but this was a planned finish, though.
I know. That's what makes
normally
it
they
even
fuck
more
up
silly.
the finish for a shoot, but this time they actually did it right, and it was just a bad. Well, I don't want to say bad. It's certainly different, but
different.
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Why would this ever happen? Where?
I don't know. I just don't get it, dude. I don't get their mindset. Didn't we have a tournament? Yes, right? This was a tournament.
Kind of.
They could have, well, yeah, kind of, right? But they could have easily done something else without having to do this overbooked shit. You know what I mean? But for whatever reason, here we are. So three-way it is, boys and girls. I mean, cool, I guess. Kenny's winning anyway, so what does it matter?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe that's it, because it's like if you have another guy in the match, you give two other guys an out, I guess is the thinking there.
Well, you know what? Could Ricochet possibly get the win? Actually,
I mean, anybody could possibly anything.
No, I know, but I'm getting a feeling now that this might be actually Ricochet's spot to win. Possibly. I doubt it, but I wouldn't put it past him, even though that would be a quick sort of reign.
Well, okay, look, this is the international title.
Right.
So here's a question. It's not even a rhetorical question. I want an answer. Who cares? Right?
Right.
So
I guess.
Yeah. Everybody that cares, raise your hand. And if it's not you, then please find out who else cares and let me know their names and possibly contact information. Then I can ask them. But once we figure out who cares about the international title, then we can ask the other question, which is why not, like you said, why not use this as Ricochet gets the belt, right? And now Kenny has the out because he'll probably pin Mike Bailey to get the win. And now Kenny can have the singles match with Ricochet.
Bang. You just called it. That's the finish.
Right. Rather than like, I want my rematch, but I don't need Mike Bailey in the picture now because you just lost. So I want my rematch for the belt with just one-on-one of Ricochet. And then these two guys can tear the house down. And this is kind of just like, this is kind of like a sneak preview, right? Like to see what 100%. It's like when Ricochet and Kenny Omega get in the ring together. And see a little bit of their stuff, but
right.
Yeah. And then that way. So could it be that? Yes, it could be that.
100%.
They could also just have, I mean, the lamer option, probably more likely option. I'd say this is probably like 65 to 70% likely is Kenny Omega just wins the match. And then Ricochet bitches that it wasn't fair because he didn't have a one-on-one match, and then they get a one-on-one match that way.
You're probably right with that scenario because they're not smart enough to actually do it the first way, technically, even though it sounds logical. Like, that's the logical way to do it. 100%. When you said it, I'm like, 100% that's the finish. And then you had to say the latter part. And then I'm like, oh, but you know what? You're probably right. They probably lean towards the latter because they just they don't have foresight, dude. They just don't. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But you know what? I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and lean towards the first scenario. I think this is the best way to do it because it makes total sense to do it that way. If you're going to set up, because you know they're going to bill it as a dream match. Ricochet, Kenny, Flip City. It's going to be a flipperzoid, that match. I don't care what anyone says. They're going to go all out, and there's going to be a million friggin' near falls and V-triggers galore.
Probably. But that's what some people would want. And I think they could surprise you. They could do a different type of match than what people are expecting in that sense. Because Kenny's done matches with less flips before when it's called for it. He usually doesn't.
That's true too.
And we know Ricochet can do anything. So it's like you could get a different match from them, but I would personally, if that's the match I wanted to see, like, and obviously if you look at it from Tony's perspective, that's a match he would probably want to see. So I would want them to touch the least amount of times leading up to that match. I've always been an advocate of that. The whole idea of building and promoting a fight or a match is that, you know, you want to see what happens when these guys finally, you know, we were talking about we were talking about Ali and Foreman in Rumble in the Jungle earlier. Well, if they had had 3 boxing matches before that, we probably would not have cared as much, right?
Well, that's true. That's true.
So I mean, that's my philosophy, but I'm also concerned that he's you know, that they're looking at it as, well, Kenny Omega just won this championship. We don't want to take it off him so quick. But I mean, if this is where we're headed right now, like, I mean, I think it would be better to do something a little bit unexpected like that. But
I agree. But they don't have that foresight, Vet, unfortunately. You know what I mean? And come on, like Kenny gives a shit. Honestly.
No, I know he doesn't care.
Right. So just give it to Ricochet, man. You know what I mean? And right now, Unluckily says, can we squish Bailey's stupid bare feet? I mean, that would be a funny finish. Both of them just stomp his freaking feet. Well, that serves you right. Get shoes next time, idiot. Boots,
just in
sorry,
a wheelchair from now on.
Yeah. That'd make me laugh. We call him Spitball Bailey.
All right, so we spent how many minutes? And this is just the first match. So
yeah, let's move on.
We get a Hurt Syndicate vignette here. Short and sweet. Then we get Mercedes money. 4 belts money.
4 belts that no one cares about. Really.
Hey, speak for yourself, buddy. I care about all 4 of those belts.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah. I mean, individually, not really, but 4? Come on. It's pretty good.
Ultimo Money now.
Yep. Ultimo Money. And she's taking on Billy Starks. So, you know. Here you go. We've seen Billy Starks. This is not there is a ton of stuff wrong with everything that they've done up to this point. But I know what they're getting at, right? And I don't know if the people know what they're getting at, but I'll tell you what they're getting at. But I still think they could have done a little bit better with Billy Starks leading up to this because it seems so random.
Yeah, and it's rushed. It's just random.
It's rushed a little bit.
Yeah.
And they're not doing a good enough job. If they are rushing it, which they are, they're not doing a good enough job packing stuff into that rushed buildup. You know, it's just people throwing drinks on each other randomly backstage. Like we've never seen
cheeks being cheeks, right?
Right. We never seen Billy Starks, not really, on AEW main programming, but she's been in a Ring of Honor angle for like 2 years.
2 years.
So, yes. So
wow.
And you didn't know that, right?
No.
Because they done nothing to tell you that.
They haven't.
To you, it just looks like some purple-haired chick showed up backstage. Like
I thought it was Tegan Knox at first.
Yeah, just hey, I remember joking, you. But, yeah. But yeah. So anyway, so Billy Starks, you know, child prodigy, wrestling since she's 13 years old. You know,
really from 30?
All this stuff. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And you know, even Ray, when he went to an MLW show, I remember him remarking that Billy Stark stood out to him. And I think she was 18 then. So
yeah, I knew a lot about it. I heard a lot about it even before her AEW debut. She's a prodigy, a women's wrestling prodigy, literally.
Right. Now, prodigy. Now, let's put it in perspective. There's another person from Ring of Honor that they used to call a prodigy, and with all due respect to Billy Starks, she's nowhere near Roxy's level, like not even close, but pretty good considering, you know, all things considered, right. Pretty good enough. Yeah, she gets it kind of. So anyway, here she is in the match with Mercedes, and you know, it's like, I didn't love it, especially what I'm gonna this move I'm gonna dub the 2-winged angel that she did to Mercedes. I was like, what the fuck? That was the most dangerous shit I've ever seen. And this is on the same show that a guy ended up turning into a human pincushion. But I still thought this was more dangerous. The bump where so I call it the 2-winged angel because it starts out just like the 1-winged angel, but she pulls Mercedes down with both hands. And I swear I thought she was going to spike her right in the mat. But somehow, by some miracle, Mercedes was able to tuck and take a flat back on this. And it was like on the side of the ring, right? Like inside the ring. Almost. So it was damn near the apron. It was like as close to the apron as you could be inside the ropes.
Wrong.
So I know it hurt.
Too. Absolutely.
It definitely hurt. but they did it so that she could get the foot on the rope and not, get pinned because fuck, this shit was it's ridiculous.
Pissed. I think she would have been pissed at that, man. Don't be surprised if she gave her a mouthful later on in the back.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but that professor says it's our fault. We should be watching Ring of Honor, so this can feel like a bigger deal for Billy. Funny enough, Prof, I had the job initially of reviewing the Ring of Honor shows right here for Hameen Media Group. I lasted 2 weeks. I'm like, fuck this. I ain't doing it, man.
Quickly threw in the towel.
I couldn't do it, bro. Like, nah. And I said, I'm sorry, but I just can't. I couldn't do it, bro.
So anyway, yeah. So that happened. And then, as I guess, in the interest of fairness, Billy Starks does a move where she goes to hit a senton and hits the apron instead. So an eye for an eye, so to speak.
Yeah.
One dangerous apron bump to another. And then
that was her receipt on herself.
Yeah, she gave herself a receipt. Yeah. And Mercedes reached through the ropes and tried to crucifix her into the ring. She kicked out, but the kick out goes right into the statement maker. She taps out. Nice finish. Match was okay. Six out of 10. But
6 out of 10.
But god damn that two-winged angel. Don't ever do that again. The margin of error is way too thin, and you got lucky. You could have crippled the cash cow,
especially
the CEO.
From a young wrestler too, bro. Like, I wouldn't trust a young up-and-comer to do shit like that. Hell no. No way. Especially if I was, Mercedes. I just wouldn't. Yeah. And like this said, the match went far too long. I agree with that.
Well, it's Mercedes. She's got to have a match, a long match.
It's the money.
Mm-hmm. We get to see more of the Outrunners and the Omaha Mavericks. So, shenanigans.
I can't hate on this. I love just seeing these two guys, period, anyway, bro. Anything they do amuses me.
Yep. MJF cuts a promo. Fine. MJF promo. Just
MJF doing MJF things.
That's what he does. It's the least he could do. He could do it in his sleep, and he kind of almost does. So that's that. All right, now it's time for the main event. Now, I know it's not the last match on the show.
Oh, yeah, it was mid-match.
It's not the last match on the show, and it's not even the last show that we're going to cover, but I don't think anybody's going to be talking about anything else from this week as much as they talked about this.
God.
So this is the rematch, the instant rematch of Jon Moxley and Cope, right? Very apropos. Cope, we're coping. It's a street fight, because of course,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is it. So we're going to start off with some
this match. Let's just get to the point. All right.
No, the point. I see what you did there. Yeah. Well, yeah, before we get to that, we got to do some walk fighting, some classic walk fighting in the back.
God.
When you just gently grab a guy around the shoulders and just walk somewhere?
Yeah, like a dog.
Yeah, it looks like a pub crawl after like the third stop.
Yeah, after a few drinks.
Yeah. There's some light stripping too, which could also happen when you drink a little bit. You might take some items of clothing off, but these guys take a little bit off. While they're fighting, because it's very important to take your tops off while you're fighting and stuff, right?
Of course it is. You know what happens when you don't. I mean, come on.
Yeah. There was a spot where Edge grabbed a microphone from ringside and hit Jon Moxley with it, but the mic was off, so it didn't make a noise.
Smart move, boys. Whoever thought of that.
Yep. And then Spike is introduced to the match.
Spike, not Spike Dudley.
No,
but the real Spike.
Yes. You all Simpsons fans know about that board with a nail in it. Well, what about a board with a million nails in it?
And thick ones too.
Spike. Yep. And of course, as you would, you end up suplexing a man onto this board.
Bro, he got stabbed. Really. No shit. And it's embarrassing because everyone panicked, man. Like, really. Like, it was just, the match was done for me at this point. That's it. Like, where are you going after that? Who in their right fucking mind? Oh, sorry, it's Moxley, right? Well, what am I saying? This guy is sick, bro. I'm convinced he's a fucking idiot now. There's nothing you can say now that convinces me otherwise. He's just a fucking idiot. Plain and simple. He does not understand. Go to CZW, bro. Go back there. Have your fun there. Because if you just want to do this garbage, fuck you, bro. Like, that's it. Like, it's just kill yourself. I don't care. What do I care? I don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Why should we give a fuck?
I don't know.
Sorry for all the F-bombs, but fuck. Like, seriously, man. I'm done, Vet. I'm done. I can't take this shit seriously anymore.
All right, tell the people where they can find you, Jimmy.
That's it. It's fuck this. And that reminds me, because Collision after that, what the fuck was the point of Collision anyway? You know what I mean?
Well, they just wanted to put it on there so we would talk about it, obviously. So
was that meant to be that bad, do you think? I don't think that was intentionally meant to stab him the way it did. Man, that was pulling on his fucking skin, dude.
Well, here's the thing. You don't practice this, obviously.
Clearly not.
So I don't know what they expected. I don't know if he thought he was just going to take the bump and then he was just going to get up and like sell it or like bleed from the back or something. Or if he was just going to, like, if he hoped that that's all that was going to happen, because at a certain point, I'll tell you what went through my mind, my thought process.
I would have loved to seen you live as you were watching that. That would have been great.
Yeah. I was probably lounging around the house with no pants on, so maybe it's better that you didn't, but still, yeah. So like, I see him take the suplex on this, and I can see it's coming. Like as soon as this board is laying on the mat, I'm like, well, somebody's taking a bump on that. And it's really 50-50 who's going to do it, because Edge has also lost his fucking mind, right? So you can figure like, well, either one of these guys is going to want to show off to the bloodthirsty sickos. So basically, I see this and I see what's coming, and I'm like, okay, he's going to take a bump on this. So he takes a bump on it, right? And as I'm staring at this and I see him like get up and he's like selling it and showing it to everybody in the arena, you know, walking around with it and stuff. And I'm just like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my God, this is fake. Like these aren't even nails. I thought they would be like rubber nails with glue on the tips.
It did look suspicious.
That's what it looked like at first, because the way it was hanging there, and like Cold-Blooded said, the nails look so dull. Like when they did a close up on Spike, the nails were like, they were very blunt. So I was like, did they just have, and he also swung it, right? Like he swung and hit him with it once. So it's like, okay, well, if these are gimmicked rubber nails or something, then you could potentially put glue on these and then lay on them and they might stick to you. So if you Gorilla Glue a bunch of rubber nails, it would look like it's sticking in his skin. Right, but then
pretty smart, actually.
Right. Yeah. Idea. So I thought that's what they did. I was like, oh, they must have gimmicked it. And then it went on for quite a while. And when they were trying to pull it out, you could see it like, the blood, you know, like he was pierced.
Dude, you could see his skin getting pulled back as they're trying to.
Which, if it was glued, the same thing would happen. But
actually, true.
There wouldn't be blood if it was rubber nails, right? So it was because of that I go, oh, he just kind of did this. So that was gross. And there was also like a mild bit of panic because Wheeler came in and was trying to pull it out. Dude, and you could tell Moxley, like, stop doing that because it ain't right. It ain't coming out right.
It's true. It's true, man. It made me think, was it hooks? Like some sort of hook to the freaking... There wasn't, but how did it get... I mean, that must have gotten pretty... He must have taken that bump pretty bad, to be honest, for that to go that in. I don't know if he got stitches afterwards. I'm sure he probably would have, right? You'd think.
I don't know.
Maybe it was deep, dude, kind of.
Because I mean, puncture wounds, I guess you could stitch them up, but
actually, that's a good point. I don't think you really get stitches at the back like that. True. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Look, nobody knows. Nobody has this situation to rely on. Like, oh yeah, I remember that time I got suplexed on nails. No, nobody can relate to this. So
Crazy,
whatever.
man.
The point is, he did it, and of course, that's not the end of the match, right? So,
Of course
great.
not.
But I'm
It
not
should've
gonna
been.
sit. I'm not even gonna sit here and talk about. I'm not
Fuck
gonna
it.
try to lecture Jon Moxley at this point.
Well, someone needs to.
No, he knew exactly what he was doing. This is the same. This is the same fucking thing of like what I would say about people like Darby Allin or you know,
Yeah.
Shotzi or any of the other people that used to do just like they know what they're doing. It's not like they're dumb and they haven't figured it out. They know exactly what they're doing, so there's no
sure?
point. Yes.
Are you sure about that though?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
They know exactly what they're doing. And it's not, that doesn't make it a good idea, but you know that they know, because how could you not? What do you think Jon Moxley is thinking? Like, this will get me over? He's not going to be any more over than he is. He's
Right,
already
but that's
less
probably-
over than he's ever been. So it's not like it's not like this is going to get him more over. This is when people don't know, that's when they're trying to get over. You know, when Mick Foley was Cactus Jack taking all those bumps on the concrete and world
That was
class.
crazy too back then, but
Yeah, but he was trying to get over because he wasn't over.
and I understand that. I get it, right?
And
But
when
that's-
he figured it out, he started wearing sweatpants and pulling a sock out. But before he figured it
many
out,
years later,
right. Jon Moxley is way past the sweatpants phase. Which
Way
means he
past,
knows
bro.
exactly what he's doing, right? So there's no lecturing him. There's no point. What do you think is going to happen when you take a suplex on nails? It's just
nothing,
right. So
nothing.
it's not like anybody needs to appeal to him. You just shake your head and be like, what's next? You don't really worry about it. So anyways, I'll tell you what's next. What's next is a schmaz. Because and you know, when I see a street fight, the first thing I think of as a person that, you know, I know kayfabe is kind of dead, but like I still would like I would still like to somewhat give it a half-assed try. So anytime I book a street fight with guys that both have like friends, I'm like, why don't you all start the match fighting? Because what's stopping you?
Right. Makes fucking sense. But no one does it. Like properly. In a street fight with your boys, if you've got boys, they all should be involved straight off the bat. You're right. But no one does that, man. Unfortunately.
Right. You know, so anyway, everybody comes down. You know, the Death Riders all come down like while Moxley is walking around with spikes in his back, Claudio Casanoli comes out of nowhere and just like flies into Edge with a forearm something. It was too awkward of an angle to do an uppercut like he wanted to do, but he hit him with some kind of arm shot. And then FTR comes out, and then Marina comes out, and then Willow comes out, and then Nick and Kip come out.
There we go. More, but wait, there's more.
Right. Yeah, and then finally we get a, you know, like a
Finish.
a paradigm shift, and
It
Edge
was
kicks
a
out.
paradigm shift, all right.
Yeah, he shifted,
Jeez.
and Edge kicks out, and then he gets choked. So
Again.
Moxley wins via choke.
As he
And,
always does.
Yeah, and then they leave. They get the fuck out of Dodge, and then all that's left is all the baby faces, quote unquote, laying and standing in the ring. And then they're all helping up Edge. And of all people, Hollywood Axon decides he's going to walk out on him.
Well, as he should. And how obvious was it anyway that he was planning? It looked obvious leading up that was going to happen, but it didn't matter anyway. It was uneventful.
And Cash Cashin was like, what are you doing, man?
Like, bro.
Dude.
Nah. Like, dude. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
hey, what's up with that, man? Come on, he's our friend. So
That's
what
all
are
right.
we really thinking is going to happen?
Of course he's going to join his friggin' buddy. Oh, come on. He's going to turn on them too.
So we're really going to take
pull the Glock out
FTR and
next
act
time.
like anybody wants to see them go at it, or
No,
be on opposite
no, if-
sides, or be as singles, or join other groups.
No, I'm telling you, dude. That's exactly what's going to happen. You know this. I know this. The chat knows this. AEW knows this. Even Edge, Copeland, who's coping, knows this. this is just, again, this is crap. Because it was obvious that it was happening anyway, one. Two, who cares that it happened because there's no shock value. The shock value was what happened with Moxley. So why should I care now that he just walked out? It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant to me. If that shit didn't happen, maybe it would be more of a shock, right?
Yeah.
But it's irrelevant. It didn't matter because what happened to Moxley is what mattered the most in this whole fucking match. Everything else was an afterthought, in my opinion, dude.
Yep. I mean, you nailed it. And also,
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Also, it's Axon.
Oh yes, ask.
You're asking a lot if you think anybody cares.
Exactly.
Even the professor can't honestly care at this point. These guys are so washed.
I'm sorry. I know they're your favorite tag team, but come on, bro. You can't explain. Please tell me why we should be thinking differently. Because anyway.
No, don't bother. You can't convince us. All right,
it's done.
So Renee is with Bandito.
Oh.
And I'm trying to care. Just give up.
About time.
Just give up. Just pass out. Don't even give up. Just pass out in the choke, just like Cope did.
We're getting to him now. He's starting to see it. He's seeing it now, Vet. He's seeing it.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, Bandito's cutting a heartfelt promo. He's actually like doing his best with the English, but he's cutting this heartfelt promo. And then Johnny TV comes in, and Johnny TV's only barely better at English than Bandito. And he thinks that a match between he and Bandito will bring in all the ratings. Johnny TV and Bandito are ratings.
Sure it would. Johnny ratings it is.
Yep. So Bandito forgets all about his family and all that embarrassment and everything and says, okay, I have a match with you, Johnny TV. So there you go. Look forward to that.
Television.
I mean, we're not going to get to it this week, but you know,
1 week soon.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem, guys. I mean, in case you didn't know this, we had Saturday night Slam Dunk Saturday for Collision, but we also have a Slam Dunk Sunday tonight.
Yeah. I was going to ask you this.
So they split Collision in half and gave us 1 hour and then another hour tonight. So now we're not going to get to talk about Slam Dunk Sunday until next week.
Get this, Vet, right? You know me, I tend to watch these shows before we do this show. So I didn't watch it on Wednesday live, Dynamite, or Collision live yesterday. So I didn't know yet because I hadn't watched the shows yet. But it was RBV that actually told me about it. I'm like, what? There's another show on Sunday? I go, what show? What the fuck are you talking about? There's no pay-per-view, blah, blah. I'm literally saying this. He goes, I don't know. There's some fucking basketball something. You didn't say Collision, like second part of Collision. And now you clarified it. Well, I know now, obviously, because I watched the shows. But is it because of March Madness? But then what was the point of doing the hour anyway?
It could have just been a thing where I don't know how it worked out when they aired on the TNT. But maybe it was something to do with just like following a basketball game, but you just have 1 hour instead of 2 hours or something. I don't know.
Okay, cool concept, guys.
But you can like, I mean, you could tape the whole Collision and then you could split up the tape and put it on 2 different nights easily if you just need an hour. If TNT's asking for an hour on 2 nights instead of 2 hours on 1 night, I guess
that's cool. That's easier to watch,
yeah,
I guess.
So,
but then how do we do
ultimately it doesn't really change anything other than it makes our review a little shorter this week. So
absolutely,
but we're going to make it up next week. So
do we though? Do we cover it next week? The second
hour, to be fair, we would never rob the people.
No,
never.
Of course not.
Professor says AEW Dynamite is #1 rated show in Slamtown. Yeah.
Yeah, sure it is.
It's #1 of 2 people in Slamtown, and it's that those 2 people are Taya and Johnny Smartphone, some guy named Johnny Smartphone.
Johnny Smartphone.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So even then Taya is the only one using the TV for it.
Right.
So anyways, Will Ospreay versus AR Fox.
So it's a fox versus a bird.
Uh-huh. Now who do you think's gonna win that? An Ospreay versus a fox.
Clearly the bird wins.
Well, just use nature to figure out your fantasy booking winner. Will Ospreay, after way too long, hits a hidden blade. Poor AR Fox, but not really. but still,
come on.
Like you just know he just looks so like
deflated.
Like
he's done,
this
bro.
guy, this friggin' guy, AR Fox.
He thought he was somebody in this company at least. Sorry, buddy, you're just a fox. You're not even an AR. You're no gun, bro. You're just a fox.
You want to know something funny about this? Because this match was a nothing match.
It was nothing. There was nothing.
Because usually it seems like on Dynamite and Collision, matches are just an excuse to get to the post match.
Yeah.
And there was no post match. Will Ospreay just beats this guy and then goes to the back. And the funniest part is, as Will Ospreay's going up the ramp, you could see AR Fox going through the tunnel in the background. So AR Fox actually beat the winner of the match back to the backstage.
Race. So the bird was slow in the
end. Yeah, way to sell the hidden blade, AR Fox.
Yeah, but do you blame him though? At the end of the day, he's probably so deflated and over it.
Yes, I blame him.
Yeah, you should do the right thing though. You're right.
Regardless. If I was like, I know that after on a night where Jon Moxley took a suplex on a board of nails, I know nobody cares about
show, bro.
about anything anymore. I know everything's out the window. I get it. I'm the last sane person in the world. But God damn it, if I'm AR Fox and Will Ospreay is hot dogging and celebrating post match for like 5 minutes, I'm just gonna stumble around and sell until he gets his ass to the back, and then I'll go to the back. I am not beating him to the back. Not under any circumstances. I am not gonna beat Will Ospreay to the back after he knocks me the fuck out with a hidden blade. I'm not going to the back ahead of him. I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
I will fall into the crowd before I do that.
Well, there's no such thing as selling in this company unless you actually get stabbed or choked with a bag over your head.
Anyway.
Bird's the word, Vet. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Another word is hang person. He's with Renee Moxley Good. And
literally.
What is she thinking after she just saw her husband impaled, right?
I hope she fucking talks some sort of sense, but I've said this in the past. She's just as whack as he is. If you read the book, that is. Read the book, please. I know you won't.
I won't.
But you understand why I said that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, whatever Hangman said, fuck him. Dark Julia. Dark Julia.
Wait.
Can you do it?
Whoops, wrong thing.
What was that?
I can't
Circus Julia?
Circus? No, it's
Dark Julia.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, it's a package with her and Queen Aminata, so get ready for that match.
Indeed.
Then we got Renee's back. She's got all 4 belts with her.
Renee's back?
Yeah. And she's like, talking about Billy Stark, she's like, who mentored that kid? Okay.
Who mentored her husband?
So that's, no, Mercedes said it, not Renee.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right.
But that was a clear breadcrumb because and when I said earlier, I see where they're going, right? They want to bring in Athena now.
Well, is it a little too late at this point? She's been rotting in Ring of Honor like no one watches.
It's never too late. The problem is,
she's the best.
What are they going to do with it? If they don't, if they make her 5 belts money, that does Athena a massive disservice.
They can't. Surely they actually. Oh my God, bro! Then you killed her already in the first week. Bang! That she's on 8, mate. Forget it. I don't know what to think now. I don't know. I really don't know, man.
I'm just gonna cross my fingers and pray.
You better pray hard too.
But yes, but the whole 2-year angle is Athena took Billy Starks under her wing, abused the shit out of her for 2 years, wiped her feet on her, had her be like basically a glorified personal assistant and all this stuff. And Billy has stood up to her multiple times and gotten nothing but beat back down and into servitude.
As she should.
Right. Right. No, well, it is. And
Athena,
so,
right?
So Athena's been strong this whole time. She's got a record number of title defenses. She's
800 days.
Yeah, basically it's basically her company. So, I think they would want, since they randomly bring so many people from Ring of Honor to just show up on these shows, you would think that you would want to make some sort of an effort to at least recognize Athena, even if you're not going to bring her on for matches, but you mention her, you know what I mean? At least so that you start getting people thinking about her. But yes, the word is minion. I know the reason I didn't use the word minion, Zane, is because nobody's watching Ring of Honor, so you're not going to get it. But for you guys who know, right? You already know. I know it's a minion.
Well,
she's minion number 14,000, whatever it is. She gives her some number.
Now,
and a fraction. She's like
minion
45,313 and a third or something like that.
I actually like the sound of that, to be honest, for some weird reason. But because you're the man that's been watching that crap, and I haven't been since reviewing it like 2 years ago, it feels like now at this point, I actually don't mind the story by the sounds of it, by the way you're putting it. But that's because you're the best in the world.
Yeah,
you put it in that vet way, and I'm not sure if it really comes out that way if I was to watch it.
Well, it would if you watch it like me, which is only that part, and fast forward everything else on Ring of Honor. So
that's awesome.
In any case, that's where they're going with that. Then we get our actual closing the show main event, which is yes, Chris Statlander versus Megan Bayne.
Oh,
Timeless Tony Storm on the commentary.
I didn't like this at all.
No.
Nope. Why did they have these two? Wrong. Again, they keep doing the same mistakes over and over. Why are you having two women in a match that can't even carry a match anyway? Either one of them.
I don't know.
Why would you book two greenhorns like that and do it week in, week out? Anyway, why am I?
Maybe they're. I don't know. Maybe they think Chris Statlander is better than that.
Oh no, no, she's not.
Well, I know that.
Fuck, everyone knows.
But do they know that?
I don't think they know that. That's why I'm asking. Why do they continuously do this? Anyway, it was a match.
Anyway, yes. Well, you can kind of guess who wins.
I wonder.
Because Megan Bayne don't sell, so she's gonna just win.
Sell, bro.
Yeah.
At all. Robot. She's almost she just doesn't sell, man. I don't know if she doesn't know how to sell or if she's doing it on purpose. I can't figure it out yet. I'm leaning towards the first part. She just doesn't know how to sell, bro.
Yeah, and the people have to understand what selling really means. You just it's like I said, when people probably think Seth Rollins sells, but grabbing your knee, grabbing your knee and then just jumping off the top rope 5 seconds later is not selling. You have to convince me that your knee is so hurt, right? So when you do stuff that contradicts that, you're not really selling it. You're registering your knee, but you're not really selling your knee. And Megan Bayne might register moves that Chris Statlander does, but when you just get up and do your move when it's time to do your move, then you're not really selling the moves that she's done to you so far. So
not just that, her expressions are really off too. She can't sell even with her facials, if you know what I mean. She's just so stoic, man. I don't know. She looks great, but everything else is so mechanical. If you know, when I say that, robotic. You know what I mean? She's still got a lot to go and learn, obviously. But her look is absolutely $1 million.
Yeah, everybody's gonna only care about that. So I guess that's one thing she's got going for her.
Right.
Is that nobody cares about good wrestling. They only care about the looks. So that's good. And she does win with the Fate's Descent. AKA the F5 where she hits the mat before her opponent.
Oh, God.
Which is the funniest thing ever to me.
Then why
she throws the opponent up in the air, and while they're going to hit the ground, she takes a flat back.
Why, but why? I don't get it, bro. Sorry, I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with this woman?
Maybe.
God.
Anyway, so she wins, and then Tony Storm gets on the mic and says that she knows that Megan is not one for talking, so she'll do all the talking, and she gets a couple of her lines in, that she does. I don't remember because this was all the way back on Wednesday now, but she basically says that we've got a date at Dynasty. So There you go.
Good luck to Tony, man. But Megan surely will lose, right?
Well,
I'm not sure though, because they're really building her.
yeah, but she's gonna lose, which is
Yeah, she'll lose. She should.
it's too bad because I wouldn't do it this early. But maybe they'll come
No
up with
way.
like some other out,
Alternate?
like a DQ or some shit like that. I
Could she
don't.
be a
We're
movie
not
prop?
putting the belt on Megan is what
No,
we're saying.
fuck
Not
no.
saying she won't win the match somehow, but she's probably not getting the belt. So, but yeah, we'll see what Tony can do because Tony is good. So if anybody can get a good match out of Megan, it'd probably be Tony.
About time.
And she does, Tony Storm has been getting, finishers like small packages over. So she could small package
God.
Megan.
I love her small packages. Tony's funny as hell, dude. She's just a character. Like with the way she does things, it's funny. It's sexualized, obviously, but the way she does it, she's a character, man. Literally.
Well, speaking of character, are you ready for Slam Dunk Saturday? Because I know how you love it when AEW
yeah.
names their shows things.
I fucking hate it, man. I'm sick of it too, man. I'm done.
I
Stop
love
it,
how much
Tony.
Jimmy hates it.
No, because it does
I
nothing
love
for
it.
him. It does nothing for him. If you think
I know,
it's going to
but-
pop a rating,
I
you're
know,
a
but
fucking
it's so
idiot.
I know, but it's so funny how you get angry like it matters to you.
Because it's stupid. How many weeks in a row do you want to do this shit too? That's another thing I got a problem with. If you do it once in a while, sure. Yeah, exactly. Every fucking week.
Every
Just
week
shoot
should
me
be a
now.
special week.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, they need a special needs week. You get it?
Jimmy's hot.
Yeah.
All right.
What about a
Slam
blue
Dunk Saturday.
fucking
As you
bus
wear a
week?
basketball jersey and you're hating on Slam Dunk Saturday.
Oh, yeah, well, I love basketball. I don't like bullshit wrestling that's not basketball. Stop it. It's
Right,
not
because
basketball.
Dunkzilla was on the previous.
Why does he even call himself that? Honestly, dude. Who the fuck in their right mind says, and he's not even a basketball player, right? At all. Look at him.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, do you know about his pre-wrestling
No,
career?
I
Did he
don't
ever
fucking
play?
know.
Is there
No.
a big
didn't
basketball
play.
scene in Australia?
Actually, yes, there is. As a matter of fact, our league is one of the best in the world, believe it or not. Not on
Best in the
NBA
world.
level. But no, it really is. It's in the top 5 leagues in the world. The NBL. Look into it. You'll be surprised.
I will
They
not
have
look
beaten
into
M-
it. I will definitely take your word for it.
Every
but
year, the NBL teams play the NBA teams. NBL teams have beaten NBA teams before, so I'm putting it out there.
did they have Mark Davis on it?
No.
Oh,
No, fuck, thank God. Imagine him on a friggin'
not even
that ass,
just
bro.
to be a goon, like a Bill Lane Beer or something. Like not even
dude,
that.
he's
He
the
just-
most generic Australian I've ever seen in my fucking life. The only thing that he's got going for him is his fat ass, bro, and that's it. All right. He's
Not the mustache?
shit house, bro. No. Fuck him. He's bad. Like, he just sucks, bro.
But
And no,
he
I
is
don't hate every
Australian, so
Australian,
you can
but he
expect
sucks.
this promo from Jimmy. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, well, I'm pissed off, man. After watching that crap, and we got to watch the second hour tonight. Eat a dick, all of yous in AEW. Seriously, you done my heads in.
All right. Well, I guess with that fire in mind, this is perfect time to bring up our cold open match, which is Adam Cole, baby, versus Daniel Garcia, daddy, for the TNT title.
TNT championship, right?
Yeah,
I
a
dig
real
that,
man's
Fed.
belt.
Real man's. Yeah, a TV championship, literally named after a network.
Mhm.
Sure. Cool.
Yep.
Do you
Well-
see what I'm squeezing? I'm just squeezing it even hard. I'm under stress right now.
Oh, you got one of the stress balls? Okay.
Actually, it's not even a stress ball. It's blue tack. Shit you use to stick things on the wall. Yeah, I'm really.
It works just as well, though.
It does. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Match of the year, like that Brett said.
Yeah. All right. So basically, what these guys did was they went out there and had a normal match.
What? Wait. Really? A normal match?
Yeah,
Good
they
for
started
me.
with like headlock tackle and just wrestling.
Wrestling. Ugh.
Yep.
After all the crap we just witnessed, we're gonna start with wrestling.
Well, that was days ago. We're in a different night
Well,
now.
not for
We're
me.
slam dunking now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Was it a slam dunk in your opinion, Vet? This match? Did they friggin' break the boards?
Not really. It was not an early
too small.
Shaquille O'Neal
They're way too small.
LSU type. Yeah, not really that. But yeah, that's the other thing too. You have to think about the context. Now you're watching all this shit and cramming it in.
I'm cramming
Other
it,
people
right?
have had like basically almost 3 days to get over Dynamite.
Not me.
So they're not as mad as you, and they're not squeezing the object, the stress relief object of their choice right now. They're just like
turning into a turd right now.
Yeah, they're all just relaxed. They're at home Saturday night, just relaxing, watching Adam Cole and Daniel Garcia put on a mat wrestling clinic.
A mat classic?
Not even. Where's he been?
Yeah, good point.
They haven't even let him on Ring of Honor. But yeah, so these guys do this match, and that gets to a time limit draw, the 20-minute time limit draw.
Can I just end this right now? Can I just walk away? Why the fuck would they even do this? I hated this match anyway, but why? Like, with this finish, like, why?
Because they needed 20 minutes.
But dude, you wasted my time. That's the thing, dude. What was all that? Not that I cared anyway, but really, like, what? All that build, so-called build, for that. But guess what? I'm sure we're gonna get a rematch. Why? I don't care anymore, bro. I don't care about these two guys, man. The only Danny Garcia I care about that is actually a monster is The Rock's ex-wife, bro. She's a real deal, Danny Garcia. Not
put her in there with Megan Bayne.
She'll eat Megan Bayne alive, bro. Even her own F5s won't even hurt Megan Bayne compared to what the real Danny Garcia could do. Have you seen those arms, bro?
Maybe. Daddy.
She got arms,
right, well,
bro. I'm going to ask her how much she benches next time.
I guess if we could look at the silver lining, at least it wasn't Daniel Garcia in the main event.
I guess.
Although the main event is going to be extra fun for you, the main event of this. But does it count as a main event if you were splitting a show in half?
Actually,
I don't know.
That's a good point.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, technically, it's the last match, but you know, if the people in the building had to sit through it, it wasn't the last match for them. So,
but wait a minute, is the second hour that we seen tonight is that live?
I doubt it.
So then, nah, I wouldn't call it the main event. If they kept going, fuck it.
All right, well, let's just move on because Max Caster has to do an open challenge, right?
Of course he does, like he always does.
Yep, and then Hook comes out, and what the sad thing is, now I think what you said in the past that the Ops music sucks, right? Like that was you,
bro. It fucking sucks. It's bad.
It's bad for entrance music. It's bad for any kind of music, really.
It's really bad. It's generic. It's like a cat produced this shit. Like literally,
it just walked across the.
Yeah, it's lazy as fuck. This is exactly the epitome of AEW. Lazy producing with music. Lazy producing in the ring too. Same, bro. Bad.
Well, I will say this. Now, you know, of course, when it's one of my favorite wrestlers, that's when Max Caster actually gets offense in. But never mind that.
I don't like Max Caster though.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Max Caster. I do think that for his gimmick that he's doing, I don't think he should be getting completely destroyed.
He's getting eaten alive every week. There's no point anymore.
It's okay if the matches are short, but I do like the idea of him like getting over early and then quickly losing. That's fine. But most of the time he doesn't even do that. Most of the time he just eats a couple moves and gets beat, or it takes one move and gets beat. So that's kind of ridiculous. This guy was a tag team champion, so how did he get that bad that quick? So that part doesn't make sense, especially when everybody else in the company takes 10 minutes to beat. But besides all that, what I liked about this was like I thought Hook looked really good in it, because there was a lot of stuff where even while he was trying to like clothesline Max and Max was ducking it, but the way Hook threw the clothesline, it looks like if Max didn't duck, he would have died.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times guys, when they know they're missing, they throw a lazy clothesline.
I hate that too, right?
Yeah. So Hook looked sharp in this. It was short and sweet, but I did like how he looked in it, and that's the best use of a hook.
And that's thanks to Max Caster too, man. He's actually making everyone look like $1 million, to be fair to him.
Right. Yeah. So one bright spot here on the show. Then we get Lexi Nair with Queen Aminata backstage, and she's trying to do an interview, but here comes Serena Deeb. Woo. And Serena has got a a binder full of 1,000 holds, and any of these holds will make Queen Aminata a winner. And Queen Aminata takes one look at this book and says, "No thanks," which is such a bitch move. Come on, 1,000 holds
bro.
right there for you to just take.
She's a cow, not just a bitch, but a cow, bro.
Yeah, come on. Come on,
Damn
Queen
women.
Calminata. Dang.
Queen Calminata. I like it.
Turn down a free. You didn't even flip through it real quick before you handed it back to her. Like
Maybe
steal
she
a
can't
couple,
read.
like on low key, steal a couple moves and then give it back to her. Like, come on.
I know. God, man. And I'm laughing at cold-blooded DJ Scat Cat. That's
Yeah.
pretty funny. And Game
So-
Wolf is pal.
Yeah. So she says no thanks, and then what do you think happens, Jimmy? So she's got a match with.
Well, Dark.
Yeah,
Fucking,
you have to do your thing. Do the
oh,
thing.
God damn it. I want to do a two-part here.
Dark. Say it.
Oh,
Julia.
well, that's a bit shaky.
Ooh.
That sounds shaky. But yeah, who cares about Dark Julia? Who is she? I don't even know who she is anymore, bro.
She's Dark Julia.
Really?
She's Dark Julia.
But-
I'll tell you what. After this match, she's 2-1 with Queen Aminata because Queen Aminata goes for off with her head, misses, bounces off the ropes, gets folded up. 1, 2, 3. Dark roll up. Sounds better that way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And
Now you buy it as a finish with that voice.
absolutely, they should hire me to do that for it. But you know what? Josh with the comment of the day: who is gonna milk her? Yeah. Oh God.
Listen, Queen Aminata is a beautiful woman. We're all
Absolutely
just kidding.
fatality.
She's not a cow, right? That's
No,
just Jimmy.
I'm joking.
Jimmy's joking
Jesus
around.
Christ.
But
God, I'm sure you can tell sarcasm, right? God, I
Right.
like Queen Aminata for crying out loud.
But I will say I do like this finish. It came off well. The way she like bounced off the rope when she kicked it. Like I've seen, there's been some fuck ups in AEW, and this could have easily been one of them. But it actually looked pretty good. So, and I like the way Julia really did fold her over, so it looked like she was getting pinned. Because there's nothing worse than a lazy schoolboy where they could just easily lift their shoulder up off the mat. So good
And
job,
that's a
ladies.
thing. Yeah, absolutely. And I want to say for Zayn, because that reminds me,
Fatality.
I had to because he said it, and it made me think, oh yeah, I should do it.
Friendship.
Yeah. Like,
Friendship.
anyway,
All right. So that happened. Then Lexi is backstage with Harley Cameron and
a lot of women.
yeah. Oh, ladies here.
Yeah.
Harley Cameron is yapping, and then Lexi insinuates that perhaps Harley Graham and Harley Cameron are the same person,
They
and
are.
Harley immediately exits downstage. Like, feel the
You know
wrath.
what? You know, I like Harley Cameron. She's one of the Australians I actually do like, right? Funny enough. I know you're not the biggest fan of hers, but you get it, right? But she sucks as Harley Graham. I'm sorry. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Wait a
No,
minute.
really. She does not know what she doesn't know where to stand or walk. When, like last week, and I forgot to mention it. Did you notice she walks away in the tag match? Because I can't remember. It was Hologram and Gravity, wasn't it? Or whatever.
Or
I think.
somebody.
No, Commander.
Commander,
I don't
yeah.
fucking know, bro. They're all the same to me right now. But anyway, she walks away when he came out and then came back like after that. It's like, what are you doing? And I forgot to mention that. But she sucks as Harley Graham. Just stop. Enough. Go back to, what do you call it? What's her catchphrase again?
Feel
I
the
forgot
wrath.
already. Yeah, feel the wrath. That's it. Feel the wrath. That's not a terrible thing to say, Zane. It's true. Tell
Well,
me when
anyway-
I'm telling lies.
Anyway, yeah. Well, you're not so much telling lies, but I don't really.
It's
Harley,
opinions, actually.
like you're already trying to push something called Harley Graham, so I guess it doesn't really matter if she's good at it or not. But the thing is, whatever, they're not dropping it, so please look forward to more of it. Finally,
Jesus.
now we get our main event. It is Jimmy's favorite thing, a multi-man tag. And what better way to do a
I'm not
multi-man
talking.
tag? Jimmy's sitting it out.
I'm not doing it. I'm sorry.
Even though
I'm not.
Mark Briscoe's in it, Jimmy's sitting it out.
I love Mark Briscoe, but I'm sorry, dude. Enough's enough already. I'm done.
All right. It is Mark Briscoe, Will Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs, God damn it, and Rocky Romero.
Why? Can't you do this?
Powerhouse.
Yes.
Jimmy Bischoff. Are you serious, bro?
Yeah.
This
versus
sucks.
versus the Callis family, which is
I got a callus on my hands right now.
the murder machines and Takeshita.
The
So
machines. Who have they killed, dude?
they killed some extras in the back. But
Oh, I see.
here's whatever about this match. Okay, Takeshita goes over. The only reason that that Rocky Romero's in this match is to get beat. But that being said, when this is the only role you have on the team is to get beat, because you're not beating Hobbs and Mark Briscoe cannot afford another loss.
Pull Mark.
Clearly, Rocky's the odd man out here to get beat.
It's the only
But-
reason why he's there.
Knowing that, the fucking nerve of this guy, this is why people's like, why you hate Rocky Romero so much? The nerve of this guy to not only do the top rope, like, coup de grace stomp on Takeshita and look like that shit looked like it hurt. Like, he jumped on this man's chest and Takeshita was like, oh, motherfucker. Like, it was so bad. Like, Takeshita sucks at selling. So when he did that, you just know, like, oh my God.
Maybe
Like, he
that's
must
why
have
did
really
it.
fucked him up there.
But don't be surprised if he did that because he sucks at selling. You're gonna sell, motherfucker, like now.
Well, it's not that he's not trying. It's just that it's not good. But it's just like, to not only get that in and potentially injure somebody that the company does want to do something with, but then to even attempt to like schoolboy Lance Archer in any form or fashion, like, what are you doing, bro? Just stop. Stop trying to get your weak shit in. Just get beat.
I mean, come on. He's really there. He needs to get his shit in, bro.
But get in shit that kind of makes sense.
Actually,
You
I
know,
tell you
like,
what does make sense.
Don't jump on a guy off the top rope in a 6-man and potentially break his ribs. Don't do that. And don't schoolboy a guy that's like 3 times the size of you. Just do this stupid Eddie Guerrero thing you do and get over with that. Don't hurt people.
Big Chico. Well, they do hurt people in this company.
We hurt people.
Yeah.
In a working way, though.
Yeah, in a working way, absolutely. But Cold Blooded does make a point. He's blind in one eye after all.
I mean, well, then that's even all the more reason, Then they shouldn't have
He should be
cleared him.
wrestling.
The athletic commission shouldn't have cleared him for this match.
True.
That would be a great gimmick for a
man.
guy. Like, let's say you're a wrestler that can't wrestle anymore, right?
How would you book that?
So like, well, I'm just saying, let's say for a shoot, something happens, right?
Like shoot.
Yeah, like let's say it's one of those like Daniel Bryan situations or whatever, right?
Right.
But not somebody that's serious like that. But if it's like some comedy jobber, like let's say Rocky like gets a bad back injury and can't really wrestle anymore.
And then we turn into a work shoot.
But the gimmick is every week he comes in and they don't clear him.
Every week.
So it's like every week is like, is this the week? Is he going to finally get cleared?
Oh,
And then he
man,
doesn't.
that's harsh.
So he still gets on the show and gets a little bit of TV time. Now I don't want Rocky Romero to get TV time. I was just using him as an example.
Hypothetically.
But, yeah. So if this guy comes in with an eye patch, like he has one eye, and then the doctor's like, well, I can't clear you because you only have one eye. And then he's like, damn.
I don't know why that sounds amusing to me, but at this point, after all the garbage.
Yeah,
I just
because it's
watched-
AEW, so why not?
Right,
That's why.
Exactly.
So. Well, there's your free booking idea for the week.
There was more than that. You gave a few ideas, especially the glue part. I bet you they never thought of that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. They didn't think of that. So pay attention, AEW, to what the vet says. He's not called the best in the world for no reason, damn it.
No, I'm just the best kept secret in the world.
Best kept secret. He is the opinion haver secret. You know what I mean?
Dark.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dark secret.
Yeah, dark secret. All right, well, that's the end of the show. So
Yeah.
We've gotten through one slam dunk Saturday. Tonight will be a slam dunk Sunday. We'll talk about that next Sunday, along with another Dynamite and presumably a full episode of Collision. So you're going to get,
sure? I'm not
yeah,
sure.
you're going to get 5 hours worth of content next week.
Is there anything going on next week that we don't know of yet? Like some sort of special day that they can gimmick?
9 days from tonight.
9 days from tonight, Collision.
I don't know.
That'd be funny.
A lot of this stuff I find out last second.
Me too, literally.
I do understand that as the best in the world, it may seem as though like I've got my fingers on the pulse of everything everywhere, but really a lot of the time I just kind of float along like a leaf in the breeze and find stuff out.
Well, you know me, I don't know nothing until the very last second, and then I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pissed about that because I don't want to watch the second hour. Well, we could have done it now, dude. We should just spoil it. I'm sure there's spoilers out there.
Nah, let's have them tune in next week to
All
that
right.
wreckage.
That wreckage. Well, in saying that then, Bet. This was a bumper show, by the way. Tell them what you're doing, dude. You've obviously finished, what's it called? Like a Dragon, the Majima one. Mm-hmm. You know, speaking of one-eyed people. Mm-hmm. What are you playing this time, actually, Vet? Because I'm curious.
Let's see. I'll probably throw on a little. You know what's recently celebrated a 20-year anniversary is God of War, and then they kind of updated.
Yeah, I saw that.
They updated Ragnarok with a little extra skin, and I never really finished the Valhalla mode, so I think I'm going to play some Valhalla mode today, and it's going to be a laid-back, chill sort of stream today where I'll just kind of be chatting with everybody more so than concentrating on the game. Because it's just a lot of rinse and repeat roguelike stuff in that mode. So there is a little bit of story to it, which is kind of cool, and that's why I want to play it because I never finished that. So I'll probably have to start over because I forgot everything since the last time I played it. But we'll be looking at the new little cosmetics and everything, and just hanging out and chilling. So if you guys just want to hang out and talk a bunch of BS about whatever you feel like chatting about, not worry about anything, you're welcome to. Add Opinion Haver on Twitch. Add Opinion Haver everywhere, really. So that's what I'll be up to. And then you can always check me out every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern for the Impact Attack with Brandon, where we talk about TNA wrestling. And, we got a lot of, I would say last week we got a little unhinged, and it was probably one of the best shows, if not the best show we've ever done. So if you missed last week, check it out. We were talking let's just say Who Framed Roger Rabbit figures heavily into that episode, and it's a big reason why Brandon's doing a watch along of it tonight on HMG Live. Yes. So if you want to watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit with Brandon tonight, go ahead and do that. And if you want to find the origin of why he's watching it, go back to last week, channelattitude.com, check out the Impact Attack, and listen to me. You get a little bit of everything. You want to know why I'm the best in the world? If you listen to that episode, you get a little bit of everything. Goofing off, being hilarious, deep breakdown analysis of wrestling stuff, casual, overarching business stuff. Like basically everything that you guys would listen to a wrestling podcast for, anybody's wrestling podcast, we kind of do a little bit of all of that in that episode. Wow. So it's entertaining and informative, I think, even if I say so myself. But as I was doing it, I could feel that, yeah, I think we're firing on all cylinders here. So check out that episode.
Firing, period, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm the best. I'm the fucking best.
Absolutely.
So yeah, if you want to see me be the best about NXT, you're gonna check out the Next Level Wrestling review with myself and Big Ray Hernandez every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, where we talk about NXT.
Yeah.
And how sometimes, even though people love NXT apparently online, it can still suck dick. So if you listen to our episode from last week, you'll see how an episode of NXT could suck a dick.
That was a great episode.
Even after they had a really hot episode before that. So they're up and down too. Nobody's immune. But yeah, check that out for all the fun and shenanigans with myself and Big Ray. You want to talk about Rip Rogers? That's some shenanigans right there. my goodness, technical issues extravaganza this past week, but you know, they do their best. They tried to have Bulletproof Troop on there. He lasted a few minutes before Von Lilas's internet got shut off somehow.
Wait, it wasn't my internet for once?
It wasn't yours. It was actually his. And then he brought the show back with his phone as a hotspot, and then all kinds of fun stuff. So anyways, they do their best over there, but hopefully nothing like that will happen this week, because we got, and take that picture down, Jimmy, so you can see me do this. This week on their concrete time of 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, the Wrestling with Rip Rogers is going to have the whole fucking show, Rob Van Dam. So be sure to check that out, and let's hope the internet stays on for it.
I actually knew that about RVD, by the way.
Right, because I told you about it last week too.
You did.
But yeah, so that should be awesome. Check out the great Stevie Richards, the great one. He's got to be at 100,000 now, right? Surely he's at 100,000.
Check it.
But yeah, definitely check out Stevie Richards' show. This week he was talking about WWECW, which is definitely an interesting conversation, because a lot of people don't want to talk about that. And a lot of the people that do talk about that era weren't there. Stevie was there. So he'll give you an insight that you're not going to get from a lot of other people. In addition to everything else that he's doing with the rest of the guys, which is, you know, talking about Cena's promo from Monday Night Raw, breaking that down, and whatever else is going on in the news. So please, Stevie Richards, check that out. And of course, check out Limpin' Ain't Easy with Timmy Baltimore. Okay, that's going strong. He just had Crystal Marshall on for week 3. They have a very interesting conversation. Covered a lot of great topics about what that Divas era was like, you know, and how
it was bad.
Yeah, Crystal was talking about how, like, she wanted to wrestle, but that's not what the company wanted, you know?
She wasn't that good in the ring, to be fair.
Well, you can't get better at something by not doing it. And she wanted to be better, and this just talking about the culture at the time. So go listen to that. Check out Timmy. He's just had a, you know, starting with Hollywood, then moving on to Matt Cardona, now Crystal Marshall, and whoever he's going to have next week. I'm sure. I can't wait to see it. But yeah, Timmy's awesome. So check out Limpin' Ain't Easy on YouTube. And yeah, I think that's it for all my plugs.
I don't have a graphic for that, but someone needs to get it. Might even get it for next week. We'll get it eventually. And that was it. But, you know, actually look out for at 3 p.m. actually today. You get me once again, but this time without to the B to the V. And we're going to be talking all things WWE SmackDown at 3 p.m. Eastern. And of course, you know, don't miss out on that. I'm sure it'll be a bumper show. And of course, you know,
watch Jade Cargill do a job.
Yeah. Oh my God. Let's not go there just yet. We'll save that for that. But also look out on Tuesday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern. It is, of course, I Like It Raw. Who doesn't like it Raw? I know me and Big Ray like it Raw. And that is at 10 a.m. Eastern right here on the same channel, exclusively on Hammy Media Group's YouTube channel, not on channelattitude.com. It's free. That's right, not 3, but free with an F. So look out for that. And of course, every Sunday mornings right here, same bat channel, same bat time. It is The Wreckage.
The Wreckage.
Right here on Hammy Media Group's YouTube channel, the Twitch, and of course, channelattitude.com after the fact. And that's about it. And you can follow me. You know the deal. People still tag me, but unfortunately, if I don't respond, you know why. I'd love to, but, you know, it's a situation. Anyway, in saying that, Vet, I think we can take it home right now, and that's that. So I am Jimmy T. That is the best in the world, the Vet, Jamie Williams, and you've been listening and watching The
Wreckage. Dark Wreckage.
Dark Wreckage.
The Wreckage. Right. Anyway, and that's that. We're done. I'm done at this point with AEW, but we'll be back next week to talk, unfortunately, about AEW. And we're out. Peace. And thank you to everyone that gave us super stickers and to everyone that joined us. We appreciate you all. And until next time, goodbye. Peace.